We all appreciate reliability. When our car is unreliable, we end up stranded. When our power is unreliable, we end up in the dark. When our friends are unreliable, we end up trying to move that couch down the stairs by ourselves, and it never ends well. And when our healthcare is unreliable, the consequences are far, far greater. RWJBarnabas Health is striving to become a high-reliability organization. Not a fairly reliable organization, not a decently reliable organization, a high-reliability organization, or HRO. Is becoming highly reliable an easy thing for an organization to achieve? No. And yes. No, it's not easy, because like all things that are important and worthy pursuits, being highly reliable takes work, effort, and a willingness to set aside old habits and ways of doing things. But also, yes, it is easy, because when we have a dynamic team of people that listen, invest, and care, like all of us at RWJBH, becoming an HRO is attainable through our culture. More on our culture in a second. Can we, highlight our culture? Great. What does it mean to be an HRO? Quite simply, it means that the organization performs as intended, consistently, over time. Being highly reliable also means understanding that things can, and sometimes do, go wrong, and committing to having a plan in place to mitigate those effects by anticipating problems and catching them before they cause harm, containing problems before they snowball further. Across our health system, we have thousands of daily patient interactions, big and small. For us at RWJBarnabas Health, being highly reliable means we need to make sure that every time we interact with a patient, we're getting it right. Every patient, every interaction, every time. And it's what we're striving for in order to reach our zero harm goal. So, how do we get there? Improving our processes, medicines, and technologies are the nuts and bolts of getting to zero harm. But those things alone are not enough. We have to talk about our culture. See, I told you I'd get back to it. Becoming a high-reliability organization requires embracing the core values and beliefs that we want to embody as people who strive to consistently and reliably give our patients the care they deserve. Adopting a culture that supports those values and beliefs is the key, and it's what equips us to be able to stop harm events in their tracks. So, what is our culture? What do we value and believe in as an organization? Creating a high-reliability culture requires understanding that each of us is a critical part of the RWJBarnabas Health team assembled to deliver excellent, high-quality care. Such conditions foster an environment where we all feel safe to speak up when something is wrong or needs to be changed. At the heart of our culture is, don't harm me, help me, be nice to me. And while these things are universal, they are also highly individual. Every person, whether patient or RWJBarnabas Health team member, comes to our facilities with unique lived and learned experiences that shape who we are and how we want to be treated and served. RWJBH's high-reliability culture provides care, support, and attention tailored and culturally adapted to each individualized need. We want our culture to be one of inclusion and anti-racism, where we are open, honest, and willing to address disparities, inviting everyone to the table and valuing their experiences and ideas. The move toward a just, inclusive, and anti-racist culture is continual, and RWJBH is actively working to identify and modify structures, policies, practices, and attitudes to promote an environment that reduces harm and promotes high-quality and equitable health, social, and economic outcomes for our patients, workforce, and the communities that we serve. Fostering this culture requires an assurance that anyone and everyone can have their voices heard without fear of speaking up, fear of asking questions, fear of losing their job, fear of being judged, fear of asking for help, fear of getting in the way, fear of offering ideas. Fear prevents people from participating fully, and our culture at RWJBarnabas Health works hard to create an environment where those fears don't exist, which moves us closer to zero harm. Did you know high reliability is an essential component of other industries, too? Commercial aviation and nuclear power are just two examples of complex and highly human-dependent industries that, although very different from healthcare, can teach us how to implement changes to reduce harm. Airline crashes used to happen because of lack of teamwork and communication among the flight crew. But change happened by making sure that the cockpit was a safe place to speak up and that all crew members' ideas and concerns were valued and respected. Why, what's this in my pocket? A well-respected peer-reviewed journal relevant to this exact topic? It sure is. Here in the January 2012 issue of Aviation Psychology and Applied Human Factors, it says the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board found that in 84% of airline aviation accidents that were attributed to crew error over a 12-year period, first officers failed to challenge unsafe, unwise, or errant decisions made by the captains. As you can see, not feeling like you can speak up has unfortunate and, in our case, often deadly consequences. Nuclear power plants also used to be notoriously unsafe and unreliable. But over decades, by implementing specific protocols and expectations for reducing the overall risk of error, as well as a plan for catching errors before they got out of hand, nuclear power has become a high-reliability organization. In both of these examples, the thing that changed was the industry's culture. It's vitally important to remember that at RWJBH, our culture isn't a performance. It isn't something we turn on and turn off when it's convenient for us. In fact, our culture is something that we support, protect, and embrace as a default, even when no one is looking. First and foremost, it means seeing everyone, employees and patients, as human first, and respecting the lived experiences we all bring to the table. It's open and transparent, encouraging teamwork, collaboration, and widespread safety. It's learning from our mistakes and vowing to always strive for better, knowing that better isn't a final destination. And it's recognizing and rewarding your good work, because your good work is what saves lives at RWJBH. Speaking of recognizing and rewarding good work, we seem to have stumbled upon the prestigious Great Catch Awards, where we celebrate team members who catch events and speak up before they cause harm to a coworker or patient. Ever wonder what they do with all those unclaimed Oscars? Let's tune in. And the three nominees for this year's Great Catch Award are Eric, an environmental services staff member who noticed a burning smell in a patient's room on labor and delivery. He immediately notified plant and engineering. Further investigation revealed the wires were frayed, with a high likelihood of causing a fire. This is a great example of anticipating an issue and preventing it from getting worse by having a questioning attitude and speaking up. Give it up for Eric. Second is Navin, who learned that it was his patient's anniversary and that he and his wife had good humor toasted almond ice cream bars on their first date over 50 years ago. Navin went and got 2 of the exact ice cream bars for them to share together on their special day. That's excellent, compassionate patient care, Navin. And finally, Dr. Santos, who approached a patient about a racist comment she made to a security officer, explaining to her that we do not tolerate racism. Great job upholding our organization's culture and values, Dr. Santos. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The winner of the Great Catch Award goes to everyone. You three and everyone else that supports our culture of zero harm are the Great Catch Award winners today and every day. good work on the good work. At its heart, our culture is an invitation to have your voice heard and respected, an invitation to be an integral part of moving RWJBarnabas Health forward toward achieving zero harm, and an invitation to be a part of a team whose goal is to be highly reliable for our patients and for each other.